Hey guys, this is Vikram and we are back again, about to embark on our brilliant driving adventure across Sicily, starting out from Palermo. We have rented out a very cute tiny Fiat, and this is going to be my first experience driving in Sicily, and I thought I would just put together some useful hints for people who are not used to driving on the other side of the road, that is the right side of the road. So my driving experience, I've been driving for donkey's years now. I started off by driving in India, where, as you know, the traffic is absolutely amazing to write home about. And then for the last 3 to 4 years, I've been driving extensively across the UK. I also drove in the US, so I've had my fair share of driving across both sides of the lane, both sides of the traffic, and both kinds of drive. Oops. Oh, you take the keys. As you can see, we are driving around inside Palermo. The speed limits inside the city are around 50 kilometers per hour, and there are lots of speed radars and lots of speed cameras all around, so I would really not advise going beyond that. But otherwise, I think it's fairly safe. I think people are they're trying to drive in lanes, which is a welcome change from driving in India, I would say. As we move towards the outskirts of the city, you can see the speed limits go from 50 to 70 and then progressively up to 110, 100 and then 130 kilometers per hour. One thing that you have to keep in mind, even when driving on the highways, there are very few lane markings. So be sure that you're following the car up ahead, maintain your distance, and just be patient. You can see those beautiful green hills just outside the city of Palermo, and these are historic hills because apparently this is where Spartacus hid with his slave army when he was rebelling against the Roman emperors. So we were just overtaken a couple of minutes ago by a huge truck on a single lane road, which is not strange. But all you need to make sure is you give the truck or the vehicle overtaking you enough space on your left, and you keep on hugging the road on the right if you're sticking to the speed limits like we are. We are winding down towards Corleone, and it's a beautiful mountain road. The average speeds are not very high, although a lot of people do tend to overspeed here. But hey, what's the hurry? We are here to smell the flowers and enjoy the scenery. We are using Google Maps, which is fairly accurate. Because of poor internet connectivity in certain parts, we did load the navigation beforehand, and we also have a hard copy of the driving map with us. So we have been driving for a while on these country roads, and they're beautiful. For a driver, the scenery that we see around, the landscapes, they're so beautiful. However, I just wanted to give you a couple of tips on the driving itself. From my experience, what I see is a lot of these roads have speed limits of 50 or 70 kilometers per hour. But it's a combination of whether you know the road or not, what kind of a road it is, what kind is your car, etc. You should only drive at speeds at which you feel comfortable. So if it's a 70 kilometer per hour road, there's no need to drive at 70. There are lots of hairpin bends, there are lots of sharp bends and sharp dips and rises. So I would recommend drive anywhere between 50 to 70 at a speed at which you are comfortable. And do not worry about people behind you, cars behind you. They will overtake you when they get the chance. It's their problem, not yours. There are two kinds of country roads in Sicily. They're categorized as SS and SP. The SS roads are slightly wider and they're better quality roads. The SP ones are real beautiful winding country lanes, often with potholes and often with very poor road quality. So you need to be very vigilant, particularly of the signage provided on the road, so that you're driving on the right side and you're avoiding the bad parts of the road. We are now driving along one of the interstates. These are the equivalent of national highways here. and they start with the letter A. We are driving on the A19. The speed limits here are anywhere between 100 kilometers per hour to 130 kilometers per hour in certain parts. Something to bear in mind when you're driving on the interstate highways or the national highways or the A19s or the A20s, it's always keep your headlights on. It's by law you're required to do this, and obviously because the weather changes very frequently and also because there are lots of tunnels on the road. We've made a quick pit stop at a service station on the A19, and I would like to mention that there are multiple service stations available at regular intervals on the highways, so you don't need to worry about that. Each of these stations have got toilet facilities and shops to pick up your munchies as well. We haven't faced any language problems so far. None of us speak Italian, but most of the shopkeepers, most of the people are very friendly, and even if they are not very conversant in English, we can make do with sign language. Hey guys, it's a glorious day here in Taormina, as you can see. I had a lovely time driving across the island yesterday for nearly 6 hours, and my takeaway from this experience is the SS and the SP roads, they're really narrow, winding at times, so I needed to drive carefully. The SP roads often had poor surface quality, poor road quality, so I had to go very slow at certain points. And the third one is most of the local drivers, they have scant respect for driving rules in terms of speed limits, in terms of lanes. So as a visitor, I had to drive carefully, I had to drive slowly, I had to drive within the speed limits and let people overtake me if they are in a hurry. Having said that, I didn't have a problem because I've had oodles of experience driving in India, where, as you know, most drivers flout the rules anyway. So I would definitely advise, if someone doesn't have that sort of experience, please stick to the A roads or the national highways and try not to venture inside the cities or the narrow winding roads. But I love it and I hope you enjoy it too. Notte e giorno vola via, Bibi, mia.